This is National Tourism Week again, the 1 week every year when one of the 7 largest industry sectors in America gets together and revels and celebrates in the opportunity we all have to work in the most interesting area of American business. Today is National Tourism Day. We've got a rally of hundreds of line workers from supply companies and hotels and restaurants and others joining with us as we march down Poydras Street up toward the Superdome, celebrating those things that we take for granted but others sometimes don't really remember. And that is the fact that this industry is the largest employer in the city of New Orleans with over 80,000 employees. We pay the most tax revenues, the most property taxes, generate the most sales taxes. We are what keep this city working. Just the excitement that's around here at the hotel as we're getting ready to start is absolutely exhilarating. You know, when we do this, it's a chance frankly, for hundreds of us to get together in a way that we don't normally. We usually see each other in professional functions and banquet settings or in sales context, but not in a celebratory situation where it's for and on behalf of our industry. You know, parades are a way of life in New Orleans. It's something we do for business. It's something we do for pleasure and for fun. But we don't ordinarily do it just for ourselves in this way. And today the parade really has a special meaning because it's a way to celebrate the working men and women that drive the New Orleans economy every day, and to celebrate all of the contributions that New Orleans tourism makes, not only the city of New Orleans, but the entire state of Louisiana. Over $250 million of direct tax generation by this industry. Every year, tourism revenue, tourism economic development and growth has to be earned. It's not like having a manufacturing plant that sits there and is churning out a product. Marketing, the things that we do, that the New Orleans Tourism Marketing Corporation does, that all of us who market New Orleans do as a team, that's what's necessary. It's the jet fuel that flies the plane. Marketing is absolutely critical in this world that we live in today, where consumers, corporations, businesses, associations, special and sporting events, they have more choices than they've ever had at any point in history. So for us, because we're not a big corporate environment city, we're not a city that has 40% of its base from business travel, we're a city that has to go out and earn its visitors every year in an incredibly competitive market. What did that mean in 2013? $6.47 billion of pure cash flowing into the economy of Louisiana and the city of New Orleans from visitors from 250 countries, every state in the United States, and most of the big corporations in America. This is a place that is a magical destination, and it is fun to promote, it's fun to sell, and we're celebrating today not only the success of the last few years, but this day is about reminding the world, those who aren't in our industry, our political leaders, those in other business sectors, that part of the economy that drives this city, that drives the revenues that fund city government, that produces the jobs, that creates the cultural environment that make this an incredible place to live, that produces the visitors that make us able to have incredible nightlife, world-class restaurants. It's not because we have 350,000 people living in New Orleans. It's because we have 9.3 million visitors coming into New Orleans. That's the difference maker. So we're very excited about that $6.5 billion that we put in, and our goals are to drive it higher and higher and create more and more jobs and opportunities for people in every neighborhood in this city.
Tourism is such an integral part of the New Orleans economy. The fact that we have 78,000 men and women who rely each and every day on the hospitality industry, rely on tourism coming into our community, into our region, and sustaining the jobs that they hold. So the most important thing, I think, is the fact that this is a major economic driver, and this is our way to remind the community how important it is for these men and women. It is a huge economic driver for the state of Louisiana. It means an influx of dollars into the state that go into not only the state general fund, but also into our communities. It's spending into hotels and restaurants. Those dollars then are used for people able to buy groceries, to pay rent, to pay mortgages, to pay tuition. And so it's a huge driver of value for the citizens of Louisiana. I can't imagine Louisiana, let alone New Orleans, without hospitality and tourism.
What was it like to march in the parade today?
It was wonderful. It was so great to see the brass bands, the Mardi Gras Indians, the high school bands. It was a great show of support for our tourism industry and for our workers in the city.
How important is tourism to New Orleans?
It's very important. We know the $1 billion that comes in as a result of tourism and almost 80,000 people that are employed in the tourism industry. So I was very happy to be here this morning to show support for those workers and for the families.
Tourism means to me all of the people that come in and you welcome them so friendly and you're right there for them as soon as they come in, and they're knowing that there is someone there to greet them at the door and make them feel welcome in the city of New Orleans.
What do you think of today's parade and rally?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. It gets a chance for those that's here in the city to learn about the city and know that we're here, hospitality, and we care.
I think it's great because you don't know exactly what all this state actually has prepared. A lot of people know about New Orleans, but when you start going to different places up in the state, you know, being a tourist in different places, like me, I started traveling, doing other things in other cities, and it's different because you see so many different things, and being from New Orleans is totally different from going to other places. And I mean, when you start seeing other things, like when say you go to Alexandria or those places, Shreveport, things like that, you know, and you start seeing different things, it's like, you know, this city has more to offer than just New Orleans. I mean, it's a great state and all of that, but it just makes it so much special, you know, just going out to see different things that you hadn't seen from being from certain places or whatever. So I think it's great to just not just see New Orleans, but also the surrounding areas, because there's so much more that we have to offer.
I have this sign here that represents tourism. It's probably the most important industry in the city of New Orleans. We have 70,000 professionals in the city who service the wonderful tourists who support our city and provide a livelihood for all of us. So we just celebrating this week because it truly does matter. It's very important for the city of New Orleans.
What does tourism mean to you?
To me, it means introducing the world to our wonderful city and to our culture. We're such a diverse community, so we just introduce the world to it and get them to understand the life of New Orleans.
I'm holding the Travel Means Job, and I'm here for the tourism parade.
What does tourism mean to you?
People from out of town just coming to see how New Orleans is.
I have been playing with Pinstripe Band for 36 years. The tourism industry is the business that keeps us going through the whole season, not only just through Mardi Gras, not just through Jazz Fest, but on regular weekends and regular Mondays or through Thursdays when there's conventions in town, when we parade through the city from hotels to restaurants and take the people around to show them a traditional second line, and they can enjoy them of just doing a second line in the city because they never heard of it before. So it's a great thing for everybody.
What's your reaction to today's parade?
Well, today's parade was very exciting to me because, well, I was at the end of the parade because I was here to greet everybody when they got here. But I heard about I knew the parade was going on already. But it's a thing that everybody got together and done something to make the tourism bigger and better for New Orleans.
We are the Pussyfooters. We are a social and a charitable organization. We do Mardi Gras parades, and we also raise money for various organizations, and our main one that we donate to is the Metro Center for Battered Women and Children.
What does tourism mean to you?
Tourism, I think, means showing people from all over the place how amazingly fabulous New Orleans is, and that there's more to it than just the stories about Bourbon Street. Although Bourbon Street is great, there's a whole lot more to the city than just that.
The tourists for everybody here, for the New Orleans people, for the tourists.
What does tourism mean to you?
Everything here.
I work at the Windsor Hotel. I work in the lobby, a lobby attendant, and my job means a lot to me.
I'm here to support tourism for New Orleans.
What does it mean to you?
It means me that I'm rebuilding my city.
How long have you worked in the tourism industry?
Oh, almost 20 years.
What do you think of it so far?
I like it. I want more of it.
Well, I've been the Pinstripe Band Grand Marshal for about the past 6 years, and it's a great thing for me because this is what I like to do. I always wanted to be the Grand Marshal over a band, and Brother Herbert here hired me to be his Grand Marshal. It's been a wonderful thing, entertaining, you know.
What does tourism mean to you?
Well, tourism means a lot, not only to me, to the city, bring jobs, it helps our industry. I think tourism is the #1 industry of New Orleans right now, you know, bringing the buses in, the cruise ships, you know, the hotel, the restaurants, and sometimes we have to perform for them, for the committees, so to help select the city for like the Super Bowl, the NBA finals, and found ships, you know.
Steven, I'm from Newcastle, Delaware. Come to New Orleans for the IRA 2014 annual conference, and I just love the city of New Orleans. It's so diverse and eclectic, and there's so much to do here and so much fun, and it's just a great city. The atmosphere is amazing.
It's big business. It brings people here from all over the world. And, you know, we're starting to see it in Plaquemines Parish. Memorial Day weekend, we'll be opening the Portage Marina. Well, one of the guys that has a slip there is from Australia. He keeps his boat there for 5 months. The fishing's great, but his family comes and stays in New Orleans for those months while he's fishing. So we see the overflow of tourism in every industry around. And that's the importance. It's not just the tax dollars and the jobs and the benefits. It flows over in every industry in this state, from charter fishing to the oil and gas industry, everything. So it's kind of like the glue that holds everything together. And I'm so excited to be here and be a part of this here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming here to join this incredible city in celebrating National Tourism and Travel Day. This is the day where all of us across the United States celebrate the economic power, the jobs, the cultural fabric of what the tourism and the hospitality industry means to America. The 7th largest industry in this nation, producing several $1 trillion of impact, over $850 billion of visitor spending, $150 billion of which comes from overseas every year, and we're just scratching the surface. And you think about it, and we especially appreciate and honor all the employees in our industry, because all of you folks that work and do, whether you're in a supply company, a service company, for a hotel, a restaurant, a DMC, whatever it is you do, you help drive the biggest industry of this city, and we thank you. But you know what? Almost more important than any of us that actually work in that part of the industry, it's the folks behind us here. It's the ones, hey, y'all remember what Ellis Marcellus said? He said, in New Orleans, culture bubbles up from the street. It does not come down from above. And that's why people come here, because we're the last authentic place. Look, our city's not perfect. And it's got issues that we're all going to be combining together to work on and solve. But you know what we have? We have the most original, authentic culture of any place in the country. And it's why in this world of travel, where people want to experience something different, they come here. But you know, we're in a position right now where we have been on an incredible run. This industry, these people, whether it's the musicians, whether it's the Indians, whether it's the salespeople or the service people or the sous chefs or the street performers, they are the ones who took this city on its back after Katrina. Rebuilt the economy, rebuilt the jobs and opportunity, and this is a time for us to celebrate that. We have been on an incredible roll. Now here's the downside. Our city's got some challenges, some real challenges. Y'all heard the mayor talking about it. You've heard other elected officials talking about it. Like many municipalities across the country, our city doesn't have the resources it needs, either to deal with federal consent decrees or state court judgments, but more than that, even structurally long term. And we've got some real needs in our city, especially in areas of public safety, in building a better, bigger police force that can make every neighborhood safe. Roads, streets, I mean every neighborhood. We have things that need to be done. So what are we going to do to figure that out? Well, this industry has been the most active participant in trying to figure out solutions with our government partners. I want everyone here to know that with this city government, the new council, the mayor, we're their partners to figure out the right solutions, but the right solutions that create jobs, grow wages for folks.
that create new business opportunities, new cultural opportunities in our city. This is a time of hope and a time of opportunity. So it was great that this year it fell with a celebration of this city's most powerful industry that reaches folks in every single neighborhood and every corner of our city. And that's what makes the magic of our industry. It's because it doesn't matter if you're a business owner, a server, if you're a juggler, every one of you is critical in making our industry work. And so we today revel in you and thank you for everything you do for making this such an extraordinary industry to work in. Well, we want to welcome and introduce to you a new major player in this city who represents not just the West Bank, but the French Quarter, former judge, and an incredible thinker and problem solver. She came and marched with us today all the way because she wanted to be with the working men and women in this industry that makes New Orleans so successful. And I'd like to introduce to all of you our newest council person, Ms. Nadine Ramsey. Come on up.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. I love this city. I was telling Ryan this morning, I said, where else can you get up in the morning, get dressed, and march in a parade with Mardi Gras Indians, high school bands, a brass band, the dancing ladies. This is beautiful, and this is what our city is about. And I'm so honored that I have been chosen to serve on the New Orleans City Council. This represents a new day in our city. And we have such wonderful opportunities ahead of us to help our city grow, to help our economy grow. And as Stephen has mentioned, you know, we certainly have some budgetary challenges that we will be facing very shortly, but I look forward to working with Stephen and the rest of the tourism industry. This kickoff celebration is such a wonderful opportunity to showcase our city as we try to bring new events to the city. And I wanted to be here this morning not only to walk in the parade and to enjoy myself, but to be with the workers. I know that's what keeps our economy going. You're the people who get up every morning very early and get things going so that when we check in the hotels, when we walk through the French Quarter, everything is beautiful and lovely and it looks like it was so easily done. So just thank you so much for your hard work. I look forward to working with Stephen and Robert and Mark and everyone else in the industry as I start my new venture on the City Council. And this is great because the walk was fun, but now I can just walk right across the street and get back to work. So thank y'all so much.
Everybody understand it is you all that makes it beautiful for us too as well. When we're there at that door and we're seeing everyone and we're greeting everybody, this is special. When those people can come there, the tourists, and they come visit and you're recognizing them by their name, you're giving them a great, beautiful smile when they pull up at the New Orleans Marriott, or if it's somewhere else, then that is beautiful. They come out and say, where's that lady? They look for you because they remember you. They remember what you left upon them, and they say, I'm coming back. And you ask them, what was it? The food? They say, it's the food, the music, but it's also you all that makes us come back. So that's a beautiful thing, and I'm going to continue to just keep on going and keep this smile going.
This is our 31st year of celebrating travel and tourism in this country. Okay. In New Orleans, I think the number last week was 78,000 people we employ here. This week it's probably 80,000. Over the last 18 months, and I think we've done it in 2 consecutive 18-month periods, we've grown revenue in this industry by $1 billion every 18 months. You guys are absolutely killing it. We've got a Boston consulting group, the master plan. We're about halfway through it, and by our tricentennial in 2018, we will have fulfilled an obligation to grow from about 7 million to 13 million tourists coming through New Orleans. And we're going to need to employ thousands and thousands of more people. And in this industry, in the hospitality industry, you can go as far as you want. I am a proud pot scrubber, because that was the first job I had in the hotel industry, because I wasn't qualified, according to the chef, to operate the dish machine that had a very powerful on and off switch. He was absolutely right. It was the only thing I was qualified to do at the time. I've spent my entire, 10 years since I graduated from college. I was on the 25-year plan. I've spent 35 years in the industry. I would not change a thing if I had a chance to do a do-over. I appreciate all of you coming out today. All of you, any of you here go out to Armstrong Park yesterday for the beautification? Oh, lots of hands. Give it up for all these people that donated their day yesterday. And a really quick shout out to all of you that came and paraded with us today. We have a luncheon tomorrow with the New Orleans Marriott on Canal Street. Really looking forward to celebrating with all of you. Thank you for everything you do every single day. You absolutely kill it in this city. I am so thrilled to be back. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for celebrating New Orleans. And thank you for putting, let me tell you, going up to the Capitol today, having some of that rhythm just bouncing around in my bones and feeling it. Let me tell you, that just gives you all the energy. So y'all all go back to work. We'll let the council person and Ryan and all their team get back. I know they got a million things to go figure out. So thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for marching. New Orleans will, you know what that's about? New Orleans will succeed. New Orleans will grow. New Orleans will create more jobs. We're going to create more opportunity. We're going to create more advancement for folks in every neighborhood. New Orleans will be the best mid-sized city in the world, and that's our commitment. You're going to see tourism fighting with this council. It's going to be a great next few years. So let's get back to work. And guys, thank y'all all so much for being here today.
That tourism, because of the fact it's not quite as integrated, either vertically or horizontally in people's minds as an industry, they see its parts. We want them to realize that this industry comes together as a whole to produce an impact that is unparalleled in Louisiana. Second largest industry in the state, largest industry in its biggest city, New Orleans, but also the impact that tourism has on changing the face of cultural life for the locals. Because what tourism does is not only does it pay the bills, does it get your garbage picked up, does it put the policeman on the street, does it fund city government, pay the most property taxes, pay the most sales taxes. What it really does is generate and create and provide that platform for a quality of life for every citizen in every neighborhood and every corner of the city. We are able to live in a city that is small and has the feel of family, yet has the cultural assets of a city of millions. And that's because of the cultural economy, the traveler economy, and the hospitality core that is this city's biggest economic asset.
It's just the way that New Orleans does any kind of celebration. We have to do it with a parade. And again, it also provides a time for us to come together as a group of employees who all work together, who share this great industry, and to show our pride to the community by walking down Poydras all the way to the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and just feeling good about the work that we do each and every day, because we love what we do.
If people have questions like more information, what should they do?
They should go to neworleanscvb.com, or they should call our public relations department and ask for any information. That number is 504-566-5011, and ask for PR Communications, or go on the website and you'll find amazing things to see.
We have organized a community service project or a volunteer event for many of the hospitality industry workers in the city, our CVB staff, and anyone in the city really that wants to come and give back to our city today and to leave a lasting impression for visitors and to just give them something nice to come and enjoy. This park, it's happening at Armstrong Park today, and right now we have about 30 or so volunteers that are going to come come in and do some mulching and some pruning and some litter abatement. We're going to sort some Mardi Gras beads and just do a little bit of beautification to this very historic park where we found out that they used to hold jazz fests here. So it's been quite an incubator for many different cultural organizations in the city, and now is home to every Thursday night Jazz in the Park. So we're excited to work in this park and bring all of our colleagues together for this great cause. And it's just one day out of an entire week of events for National Tourism Week. And the CVB is very involved in National Tourism Week. We follow the lead of U.S. Travel Association, who has deemed May 3rd through the 11th as National Tourism Week all over the country. And we join probably 75 cities. So it's a full week of festivities to really celebrate the fact that New Orleans' number one industry is tourism, and 78,000 people are employed because of tourism. And if we keep our city beautiful with things like we do today and just celebrate the 78,000 people that live and work every day in the hospitality industry, today, this is our week to celebrate that.
What does tourism mean, not only to the city of New Orleans, but to the entire state of Louisiana?
Well, tourism means a lot more than just getting people into the city and putting heads in beds and bringing economic impact to our city. It means that we get to send our kids to a good school. We get to buy, to support the real estate market around here. We get to, we say it's a ripple effect, where even though tourism, we work hard every day to bring tourism in, and we work in tourism, the money doesn't just stay in tourism. That's one part of our overall theme of New Orleans Will, in that New Orleans will do whatever it needs to do to support everyone in the city. So if you work in tourism, then New Orleans will continue to keep this city beautiful for visitors to continue to choose it. If you are a teacher, New Orleans will continue to bring our kids up the right way and to give them the best education possible. So it's really a theme where you can insert your own mission and your own drive into whatever it is that you do in the city. And joining some of the other cities in the state of Louisiana, I mean, New Orleans supports, I think the stat is about 1/3 of the tourism in the entire state. And so that's very exciting that New Orleans does that, and that we can contribute to not only a city's economy, but a state's economy as well.
What's your reaction to the turnout here today?
It's bigger than what I expected. You always kind of look at this and not wonder if people can get off of work, or people can come and donate their time and volunteer their time. And I'm really excited about the people that did come, because anytime I've ever done a community service project or a volunteer project, it has been such a meaningful experience, and I know that all of these people out here today are going to feel that, and it's just a great way to kick off National Tourism Week.
If people have questions like more information about tourism in New Orleans, what should they do?
You can go to neworleanscvb.com. You can also go to neworleanswill.com and sign up and jump on board with the New Orleans Will campaign, and then also neworleanscvb.com/National Travel and Tourism Week.